Hey everybody, welcome to Real World with Julie. I'm Julie. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel and subscribing to our podcast on all streaming platforms. And make sure you also follow us on social media because we've got some cool stuff going on there. We are so glad to have you. And if I did this correctly, all these links should be below to make it easier for you. Like I said, we're so glad to have you. Hope you enjoy. Welcome back to Real World with Julie. Hopefully you can hear me. If you have been here since the very beginning, when the podcast wasn't even called Real World with Julie, you will probably recognize this. And we are back to our OG original space. And I'm super excited about that. So today is just going to be me again. And the reason for that is because I've had a lot of response, especially to the video or a podcast episode that was called Losing Your Best Friend Sucks. And I realized that while that episode, in the very first episode, which I filmed on a whim, might not have been what you guys expected necessarily from me, because usually I'm funny, happy as a lark, joking. I realized that there are a lot of people who could relate to that, and a lot of people who responded to that, and I didn't even know these people, I guess, knew who I was. Also, so if you hear noise in the background, sorry, we are still doing construction. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here and essentially sorry, I'm sweating. Essentially talk a little bit more about the reasons behind some of this and basically let you guys know that you're not alone. So one thing that I've realized since talking about Real World with Julie and bringing it up is that a common theme about a lot of people and what they're dealing with is that they feel alone. I'm not saying nobody, but there are a lot of people who feel alone because there are a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. And I'm one of those people who I want to break down the barriers and talk about whatever. And that's really important to me. So, losing your best friend sucks. I didn't realize that was going to be a topic that pulled on certain people's heartstrings because nobody else had been talking about it. There are a lot of people dealing with loss, and for some reason, I guess that nobody's talking about it. But anyway, so my thing is, whether it's about religion, which is a big thing, whether it's, money you make, whatever. I want everyone to feel included. And so for me, yes, I am religious. I'm a Christian. However, however to that is that I don't think that a lot of religious people live the way we are supposed to live. And by that, I mean, yes, we're all going to make mistakes. So, I mean, that's something that I'm very open about. However, I don't think we live the way we're meant to live, in the sense of we're not supposed to be the ones judging people. We are not the ones we aren't supposed to be, like I said, we're not supposed to be judging people, making people feel excluded, making people feel like, trashed for what they have done, etc. We are supposed to be showing love and kindness, and we're supposed to love everyone, accept everyone, and just, like I said, genuinely show love and kindness. And I think there are people who are religious, and I'll just speak for Christians. I think that there are people who get on their high horse and act like they are better than you or holier than thou, for, quote unquote. But I don't think that that's okay. I don't think that that's how we're supposed to live. And, if you are religious, or even if you're not religious, in the Bible, it says that one of the things that I live by is only God can judge us. And so just for those of you out there who either aren't religious or are thinking about it or are turned off to Christianity, specifically, for example, because of how you've seen Christians act, just know that we're not all like that. So I can speak for myself and say that I am not perfect by any means. I don't think that I'm, quote unquote, holier than thou. I don't think that it is my job to judge anyone. If you know me, you know that I do my best to accept everyone, and I do my best to love everyone and show kindness to everyone. And so if you have been impacted in a negative way by how someone acts because of their religion, come talk to me, because, even as a Christian, I would say I pray all the time, um, I see it, the people, we see it. And once again, this is a topic that's not super talked about. And I'm one of those people who I'm like, let's talk about it, because the people who are turning you off to Christianity, for example, I can speak just for that because obviously that's my chosen religion. But that's not how we're supposed to act. And so if you have had a bad encounter with someone who is quote unquote Christian, then just know that that's not all of us. And so I love having conversations about religion, and, whether you're talking about Christianity or not, I genuinely love having conversations. And if you have had a bad experience with any religion, let me know. I would love to talk to you about it. One of my undergrad degrees is in religious studies. I went to UNC Charlotte, and they have a wonderful religious studies program. And so I learned about a lot of different religions. And specifically, I learned that a lot of the religions that we um, think about and act like we know about are actually not. The things that we know about are typically the stereotypical things that people think about the religion, and they're not actually the facts about that religion. And so I'll get more into that in another episode, because I just thought about the fact that that's really interesting. But I would like to have some of my books and stuff to back up, like to tell you, to give you examples, and to like give you resources to dive deeper if you would like to. But just know that this episode isn't necessarily a full episode, but it's just to remind you guys that, once again, no matter what you're going through, you're not alone. And it's kind of crazy who shows up for you, or, quote unquote, comes out of the woodworks for you, or just, in support, or saying, hey, thanks, this really meant something to me. Because one person in particular responded to the losing your best friend sucks episode. And this person, I know this person, obviously. I haven't spoken to this person in forever. And honestly, haven't, no offense to this person, but I haven't really thought about this person in a long time. And this person ends up, like, that episode ended up meaning something to them. And I was like, dude, like, how in the world does this person even know what's going on? And, I'm not here to get, famous or whatever. I'm just here to hopefully help someone who comes across Real World with Julie. And, I just thought about this. I just happen to be wearing a shirt that says be bold. And so I guess I'm here to be bold, whether you like it or not. And so, yeah, just stay tuned. The last the last two episodes were just me and one of my friends having a conversation about random things, but it's gonna start getting a little more, I guess, captivating and moving a little quicker. I don't really know. So just bear with me. I'm still learning all of this, but just know that if anything, this platform, Real World with Julie, this, name, whatever, we're gonna be real, and we're gonna be bold. And, if you have anything that you would like to discuss, whether it's on here or, like I've said, whether you want to talk on the podcast, I have ways to do that, I think, or whether it's just a topic, let me know, because I am thoroughly enjoying the conversations that I'm having with people after the fact. And so I would love to also have these conversations where you guys can hear, because I think they're very interesting. So anyway, hope you took in a little bit from this little mini episode or whatever, and I'll see you next time. Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed that. Once again, make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube and podcast platforms, and also following us on social media, because trust me, you don't want to miss a thing, because it's going to get good.